Chair, let me spend a minute or two just to indicate that here, Chairperson, because here in terms of acquisition, here, Chairperson, because here in terms of acquisition, the branch led by another DDG and is the one that is driving this. Here, is redistributed to the historically disadvantaged. But of course, Chair, there are some challenges, and I want to spend a minute or two in terms of flagging those challenges relating to acquisition. One of the challenges is resistance or reluctance to avail irrigated or arable land by landowners. If you look at the Northern Cape, many of the properties that we acquire is around livestock. But this one, Chair, there's been some challenges. Prices are exorbitant and government cannot afford. Also, absence of legal instruments to force sales to government. You see, as lawmakers, you are aware that this thing is on willing buyer, willing seller. Our role as official issue of the government of the day. So had the Section 25 being successfully amended, maybe we have been talking something. But we are bound, to end state land, on state land, lack of human resource capacity, etc. This explains Section 25C to land tenure. So this slide gives context to land tenure. Here, Chairperson, we deal with issues like Communal Property Association, transformation of certain rural areas act, and will partly deal with the issue of farm equity schemes, under this topic. We'll say in the Northern Cape, we don't have many challenges as compared to your Mpumalanga, KZN, and other provinces, those big provinces. So this slide depicts the state of labor tenants applications in the province. That's where we are, Chairperson. And many of these applications in the province. That's where we are, Chairperson. And many of these applications say they must still be resolved by the courts. And then in terms of CPA's, Chair, earlier on I said There is a separate presentation, but this is a summary. All in all, in the Northern Cape, we have 98 CPAs and over CPA Act, as well as some of these CPAs, the committee will interact with them. Then, Trankra, Chair Trankra of certain rural areas. Ettersveld, Komachas, Steenbok, Concordia. These are the 8 transformation of certain rural areas act. Here what needs to happen, the minister must transfer these properties to those communities. But within the department, we have initiated that process. I know that Minister Nyonso, we were around July last year, no, August, we were at Richtersveld, to deal with the same issues. So it gives you what these communities, they are found in 2 districts of the province. Challenges, of course, CPA's chair, I think even the members of parliament, you are fully aware about challenges relating to these CPAs. Some of them, chair, you will experience yourself when you interact with this community. So I'm not going to waste time. But mainly, chair, what we are trying to say is that when we say a CPA, is compliant, there are 5 requirements, mainly. So if you can't meet that, one of them is to update their membership list. The second one, they must, on an annual basis, submit annual financial statement, hold regular meetings, and the other 2. If you can't, comply with those, then you must know already you are not complying. Interventions. Chair, as a department, like CPAs, for an example, the colleague who's sitting next to me here, Ntatemo Khaja, is, I think from the side of the department, there was a process of amending the legislation has been amended. Parliament has amended the CPA Act. Is from that office, is the acting registrar of CPAs. So what we have done, we have tried to expose these CPAs to training, especially the executive committee members who are like responsible for the day-to-day affairs of communal property associations. Also, land rights awareness campaign. We partner with the colleagues from restitution. Farm dweller program, I know even the provincial department is involved. So those are the types of intervention that the department has embarked upon. Land development support chairperson. Chairperson here, I think I've alluded to some of the issues here, but I just want to maybe just to share with the committee that, like currently, we have moved from recap. Now we have we do support these farmers through land development support. These are the objectives, Chair, to increase production, guarantee food security, and then we want these farmers to graduate from being emerging. They can't be emerging forever. At some point, they must be commercial. And then this slide just give a history again. I won't spend time. But this is where we are, Chairperson. In terms of the recapitalization and development in the Northern Cape from 2010 up to 2018, Honorable Chair and members, this is the amount of money that the department has spent in providing support. 396,017,017, that's the figure. And it's broken down in terms of the district. It will just tell you that in Francis Park, there were 20 projects, number of beneficiaries, and then those beneficiaries also, it will indicate for this youth, women, persons with disability, etc., etc. And then there was also a program. That program was around 2016-18. One household, one household, one hectare. Yes, yes. Chair, in the province, we have spent, this program was for only 2 years. We have spent 44 million. And it also gives indication that per districts, these were the number of projects. And apologies, Chair, for not giving you the total in terms of this project. 1 hectare, 1 household. These are the number of the hectares and the number of beneficiaries. That is 1 household, 1 hectare. The current one that we are the LDS, like I said earlier, this was introduced around 2018-19 to date. And to date, Chairperson, just a province, We have a total of number of 34 projects that have been approved, intended to the categories. And then the total amount spent here is about 278,284,000. That is the fee. If, like for an example, members want to know already, in terms of Francis Bart, where are those 8 projects? Chair, we can give you an information to say this is Mr. X, he was given this amount of money, and this was the types of support, infrastructure, livestock, all those things. Challenges, Chair. Chair, this one, like we said, our main area of concern is this thing of lack of engineering services. And one of the issues that we have spoken about with the new HOD, we need to partner in this, Honorable Chair. And both the MEC and the HOD, we have committed that we'll work together. Because communities, when they complain, they don't go to Pretoria. They go to the MEC, and the MEC is in the province. You can't say, no, now we are national, so there is that commitment from the HOD and the MEC that will support each other in dealing with these challenges. Property management. Chair, all these properties that we acquire and allocate to people, there is a unit in our department where we check compliance. We give these people properties and they must comply. In the Northern Cape, from administration or Bantu State. And those areas are found in the John Taolo district, where the MEC comes from, and part of Francis Bart, Kokwani, where I come from. So those are the only 2 areas where Uputazwana administration, what to call it, they were inherited by the current administration. So we have about 174 projects, and they cover 208 land parcels. And out of this, Honorable Chair, we have managed, to sign, to make sure that 145 lease agreements are signed, done and dusted. But there are those that are still outstanding. The reason for that, Chair, could be the deceased, some of them, they pass issues where beneficiaries, they need to nominate somebody to, So this is the picture in terms of the leases signed. Let me leave it there for now, Chair. Ex-SADT, I've spoken to this. And then, Chairperson, these ones, I think the honorable members of the committee needs to know. The status of ex-SADT properties in the John Taolo district, many of them, they have been invaded unlawfully so. I know at some point, then Deputy Minister Skwatsha was trying to resolve this issue. But it remains unresolved, Honorable Chair. The properties have been, invaded. Is that the proper word? Okay. So these are the challenges, Chair. I will not waste time. I need to move fast now. Chair, this one, farm equity scheme. This one, Chair, I think one of the briefs was for the committee to say we must brief them about this. It's just a pity that some of us, when we came, this thing was already there. But I know for sure, honorable members, there are those colleagues who were directly involved when this equity scheme were conceptualized. From our side is Mr. Lebohale Khatsani, Samuel Mokhashwa. The way they acquire shares from this, I think Mr. Mokhashwa and Dr. Khatsani will better explain this thing. So, but I want to give you a picture of what has happened in the Northern Cape. This one is very important, Chair. A 15,000 government grant was available for these schemes. So this is the picture in the Northern Cape of these schemes. Opvar equity scheme, Badira Moro. I know this one is an issue. Falas. But it's unfortunate, Honorable Chair members, that some of this, communities, some of them, they feel very aggrieved that government did not do justice or is not doing justice to them. Because some of these shares that were acquired on their behalf, they've been sold. And I'm aware, Honorable Chair and members, that there is investigation on this in office. I had to depose to almost a 20-page affidavit. The prosecutor from here came to Kimberley just for them to enable them to investigate these issues. Currently, the beneficiary, what's going on here? And unfortunately, Chair, we can't determine or we can't report to the committee. This is just a continuation of all of this, Honorable Chair. I think maybe during the interaction, Chairperson, some of this will be clarified by colleagues. And then the other one said, I did a study, I'm owed or whatever. We are not going to speak that. The MEC will speak to that when they are and the HOD. Yeah. And then it is they are saying they did not receive dividends, financial benefits from this arrangement. Financial benefits from this arrangement. Some of them, they say, they were excluded management. There are serious aside to empower these communities have been misused. Systemic failure. Like I said, Chair, investigations from time to time. I even know the police officer who is dealing with this, because I do interact with you. And we invite him, Mr. Mashune, just for him. And we invite him, Mr. Mashune, just for him, maybe, if he's available, if the committee so wishes, to take you into confidence or how far are they into confidence or how far are they into in terms of their police investigations. This program is actually developed. So, Chair, the following slides, they just give you a sense of what it is that the National Department has done in terms of rural implementation of rural development program in the province. Solar geyser project, Yenin Flay bulk water Chairperson.
In Francis Bartvalarts, Rooipoort, which is a community claim, Gamupedi also a community claim, Bucklands is a community claim, Witsand is also a community claim. In Pixley Kasemi, we have a family claim, that ERF 295, which we are currently investigating. As we speak, there are project officers who are currently conducting what is called verification to determine how many members are in that household that must benefit from this claim. Fiosdrift is in the Makwa, is a community claim. That claim has not yet been finalized. And then I spoke about the Richtersveld. Honneke Bay is also a community claim, and we have settled phase one, certain phases of the claim, but there is still land outstanding. So we are in the process of settling this claim. Okay, then ZFM, we've got Papkale community. This claim will be settled in phases. We've got Kuiepan, also phases. Those matters have been spoken to. Kalkwerf is a family claim. There are some challenges there, as you can read on the slide. And then Zoeverbay, coming here, we pass the form on your left-hand side, says Zoeverbay. This is a family claim. We've settled 2 phases of the claim already, so there's still other phases outstanding. There are challenges between the family, and they belong to a trust. Well, let me say the land belongs to a trust, so we are looking for alternative land for them. Okay, some of the problems that we have, development support. Once we settle these claims, we have about 88 million rand in grants that the Commission has made available for the development of the farm once the farm has been settled. So there's a lack of development support that the claimants are complaining about after the land has been restored. And then this has resulted in a limited impact to the community in alleviating poverty, since there's no economic activity on the restored land. And then, because there's no activity that's happening on the restored land, this results in infighting among CPA members, and also sometimes there's a lack of intergovernmental synergy to address some of the development support matters at the national, provincial, and even at the regional level. And then negative impact on finalizing of the claims as set out by the Lamosa judgment. There's a judgment from the Constitutional Court indicating that the Commission must first finalize all the claims that were lodged in 1998. As you are aware, there was a second round of lodgement that opened in 2014, and the judge said, or the court said, first finish the claims of 1998 before we tackle the new claims that were lodged from 2014 until 2016. I spoke about these already. These are some of the projects that have been settled that have grants that we are waiting for post-settlement support. And then the second challenge is that there is delay in settlement of land claims on properties where there are mining operations. We have a lack of cooperation from mining companies during the negotiation and settlement of the claims. Mining companies as landowners delay the process, but some of them are not clear and they don't indicate their stance to the Commission. Once we inform them that there's a land claim, they don't tell us outright if they are objecting to the claim or if they are accepting the claim, so that we can then refer the matter to the land court, because there's a number of processes that we have to follow. Sometimes mining companies, they negotiate in bad faith. One of the cases, Wonderka Bay, the land belonged to De Beers, and then De Beers donated the land to Sunparks for the establishment of the Namakwa National Park. So now we have to start negotiating with Sunparks instead of De Beers, and Sunparks is indicating that that land has already been proclaimed as a national park. So that is delaying the settlement of the claim. Rooipoort community claim outside Kimberley, the land belongs to De Beers. They are also not giving us a clear indication that they're opposing the claim or if they're willing to, for us to settle the claim on the land. Tsineng, there the mining company is hot as hell. They are also not giving us a clear indication regarding where they stand regarding the claim. The third challenge is delaying transfer of claimed property on protected areas, because some of these claims are also on protected areas. We have, for example, Witstrand CPA. The claim is on the Witstrand Nature Reserve. What is outstanding there before we can transfer the land to the CPA is for the development of a co-management agreement between the CPA and the Witstrand Reserve. And then for Wonderka Bay, I spoke about the challenge we have with with Sunparks. And then community conflict, that's the fourth challenge. Conflict between CPAs and traditional leaders on projects which are affecting them. One of them is Batlapingba Petlu. Part of the claimed land is utilized by the community under the traditional leadership, and some members of the CPA, they do not fall under the authority of the traditional leadership. So there is conflict there already. Then we have Ganghai community claim. The claim has been settled, but we are struggling to transfer the land because we've been made aware that the community, under the leadership of the tribal authority, that land is being used by the community, so the claimants can't get the land. So now we have to look for alternative land in order to finally finalize the claim. Yuhueng community claim. Claimants, what happened there? The department leased out land to the Hosi. And because the Hosi is utilizing the land, some of the claimants feel that that was also part of their claim, although it isn't so. And so they started invading the land, which is also now a source of conflict. And then we have delays in transfer of properties donated for settlement. Here we have a challenge with some local authorities, local government. For example, Campbell community claim. There's two claims in the Campbell area. Campbell community claim, and there's a trust called the J.J. Bali Second Generation Trust. Before settling the claim, these claims, the municipality, the council gave a resolution indicating that they are donating the land for the settlement of the claim. But now that we want to transfer the land to those two entities, there's a deed of donation that has to be signed by the MM. And it's years that we're now struggling to get the MM to sign the deed of donation. I'm sure some of the members have also received complaints from these CPAs and communities regarding this matter. All right. The other challenge that we're currently having is delays in referring matters to the state attorney. Matters referred to the state attorney are just not proceeding to court. For example, there's Bellsbank, Bucklands, Kuiepan, Barsvlei, Transhex, and Emanswater. There, the reasons are listed there. Okay, then we have a number of claims that we've already settled, and there are some challenges, but I think those challenges we will leave to the department because those are specific for CPAs, and they can speak to those challenges.